Hello, good day. Welcome once again to another episode of Kwentuhan Sessions, JMBL Case Digest, wherein we discuss cases penned by Justice Mario V. Lopez in preparation for the 2024 bar exam. So we are in the 13th episode because naka-milestone na naman po tayo. We are now 200 subscribers in YouTube. Okay, so maraming salamat po sa pagtangkilik, and as promised, every 50 increase in subscribers, I will add 2 more episodes. Okay, but for this episode, we'll be discussing People of the Philippines versus Jamuel Padua, GR number 244287, June 15, 2020. Okay, this is one of many cases penned by Justice Mario V. Lopez in connection to chain of custody cases in drug cases. Okay? So, ito yung puro chain of custody. Marami siyang na-decide na chain of custody cases relating to drug cases. Okay? So, let's start with the facts. On December 17, 2014, the Binangonan Police planned a bypass operation against Jemuel alias Maton based on the information and surveillance report that he is selling illegal drugs at Barangay Libis, Binangonan, Rizal. Okay. After the briefing, police officer Zaldi Manigbas, was designated as a pursuer buyer and other members as backup. So, as this is a bypass operation, kailangan sa bypass, meron yung kunwaring bibili ng drugs. In this case, it was PO1 Manigbas. Thereat, the informant the entrapment team and the confidential informant went to the target area. Thereat, the informant introduced PO1 Manigbas to Jemuel as his co-worker. Of course, hindi naman niya, di ba? Hindi naman niya ilalaglag yung pulis na, oy, ito nga pala yung pulis na bibili ng droga mo. Okay, siyempre wala na, nabulyasan na. So, sinabi, co-worker lang. Okay? Also, the informant told Jemuel that they would buy shabu. Okay? So, alam na ni informant na si Jemuel, okay, alias Maton, nagbebenta ng shabu. At kumbaga may secret, alam na, may alam na nila kung ano yung yung transaction nila doon. Okay? Pero siyempre, para malinaw, sinabi niya na bibili kami ng shabu. Okay? So, yun. Thus, PO1 Manigbas gave Jemuel the boodle money. So, ano yung boodle money? Yun yung mark money. Okay? Upon receipt of the payment, Jemuel handed to PO1 a plastic sachet containing white crystalline substance. Okay? So, hindi pa na-confirm kung drugs nga to. Malay natin, tawas yan. Okay? At that moment, PO1 Manigbas executed the pre-arranged signal that the transaction had been consummated. Okay, so nagkapalitan na daw. So, okay, syempre, kailangan niya mag-signal dun sa mga backup niya na hulihin na tong si Jemuel. Kasi maaari na yung binigay sa kanyang white crystalline substance ay shabu. Again, in this case, hindi pa siya nasasabi, or in this part, hindi pa siya nalalaman kung drugs nga siya. Okay? So, ano yung pre-arranged signal? Yun yung syempre either magkakamot ng mata, uubo, or magtatanggal ng sombrero, any signal that would call the attention of the backup for them to arrest the accused. Okay? Also, PO1 introduced himself as a police officer, but Jemel struggled and resisted the arrest. The other members of the entrapment team rushed in and helped frisk Jemwell. They arrested Jemwell and recovered from him 2 plastic sachets and 2 strips of aluminum foil. So aside from the one given to PO1 Manigbas as part of the transaction, meron pang nakuhang 2 plastic sachet and 2 aluminum foil. Okay? Immediately, PO1 Manigbas marked the sachet subject of the sale with Gem 1 and the other 2 sachets, Gem 2 and Gem 3, and the 2 strips of aluminum foil with Gem 4 and Gem 5. The police officers also conducted an inventory of the seized item in the presence of a barangay official. So the facts as narrated is very material, especially in this kind of cases na chain of custody, as you would later on see or hear or listen to kung ano yung naging basis ni Justice Mario V. Lopez in deciding this case. Okay? The authorities then brought Jemwell to the police station where they took photographs of the confiscated items. Afterwards, PO1 Manigbas delivered the items to forensic chemist, Police Senior Inspector Maria Pia Mosquito. Okay, of course, this time whether to confirm the one bought by PO1 Manigbas, the white crystalline substance, to confirm if it is shabu. Okay? After examination, the contents of the 3 sachets tested positive for methamphetamine hydrochloride or shabu. Thus, Jamel was charged with violations of sections 5 and 11 of Article 2 Republic Act 9165 before the regional trial court. Okay? Then, as Jemwell was arraigned, okay, into the trial, Jemwell denied the accusation and claimed that he was on his way home on board a motorcycle when 4 men blocked him. Okay, so sinasabi ni Jemwell, wala akong alam dyan. Ang nangyari lang ay bigla akong pinigil ng ng 4 men daw, 4 na tao. Okay? They pointed their guns at him and forcibly brought him to a house. He was made to sit beside a table with items unknown to him. They also took pictures of him together with the items. He resisted but the men beat him. Later, they boarded on a vehicle until they reached the police station. So sinasabi ni Jemuel, pinilit siya, pinicturan, and then kinuyog, then dinala sa police station. Yun yung kanyang depensa. However, on February 26, 2017, the RTC convicted Jemuel of illegal sale and illegal possession of dangerous drugs, which was affirmed by the CA on September 9, 2018, where it ruled that the prosecution established all the elements of the offenses as well as the unbroken chain of custody of dangerous drugs. So the RTC and the CA observed that through the facts given or narrated, okay, and testified by the witness of the prosecution, they said that the chain of custody was not broken. Okay, so later on we'll see or we'll review ano nga ba yung chain of custody. Pero ngayon muna, ano yung issue dito sa case na to? The issue in this case is whether or not the arresting officers and the prosecution sufficiently and substantially complied with the requirements of the chain of custody relating to drug cases. Okay? Which will make the seized substance either valid or invalid. Depende kung nakapag-comply nga sila o hindi. So that's the issue. Okay? Ruling for the Supreme Court, Justice Mario V. Lopez said that we acquit. So the Supreme Court, through Justice Mario V. Lopez, acquitted Jemuel Padua, okay, reversing the decision of the CA and the RTC. Justice Mario V. Lopez said that in illegal sale and possession of drugs, the contraband itself constitute the very corpus delicti of the offenses, and the fact of its existence is vital to a judgment of conviction. So, yung corpus delicti, meaning yung sachet containing the shabu, okay, kailangan nandyan siya, valid, okay, yung pagkakakuha ng corpus delicti. Thus, it is essential to ensure that the substance recovered from the accused is the same substance offered in court. Okay? Indeed, the prosecution must satisfactorily establish the movement and custody of the seized drug through the following links. So this is now the process of chain of custody. Number one, the confiscation and marking of the specimen seized from the accused by the apprehending officer. So during, of course, the operation, okay? Kailangan makita yung confiscation and marking. Okay, dapat tama daw yung pagkakamark at pagkaka-confiscate. Number two, the turnover of the seized item by the apprehending officer to the investigating officer. Okay, so magkaiba pa yon, yung apprehending, yung nag-arrest dun sa mag-iimbestiga, and the one who will make the case for the prosecution. Okay? And then the investigating officer's turnover of the specimen to the forensic chemist for examination. Of course, whatever you seize, okay, you allege as shabu. Of course, to confirm that it is shabu, you have to have it tested by an expert, which is a forensic chemist. Okay, and they will certify whether such substance is an illegal drug. Okay, and the submission of the item by the forensic chemist to the court. Okay? So yung item and then the certification will now be presented to the court. So it is important na from the time that the item was seized to the time the item was presented in court, that there was no break in the chain of custody. Okay? Sabihin kung isa yan, okay, let's say kung dalawa yan na sachet, dapat dalawa din yun. Kung 10 grams yan, dapat 10 grams din yun. At dapat kung ano yung mark niyan, so let's say gem 1, dapat gem 1 pa din yung i-represent sa court. Yun yung in essence yung chain of custody. Okay? However, Justice Mario V. Lopez said, here, the records reveal a broken chain of custody. Okay? Justice Mario V. Lopez citing People versus Lim. This court explained that in case the presence of any or all insulating witnesses was not obtained, the prosecution must allege and prove not only the reason for their absence, but also the fact that earnest efforts were made to secure their attendance. Thus, it is well to note that the absence of these required witnesses does not per se render the confiscated items inadmissible. However, a justifiable reason for such failure or a showing of any genuine and sufficient effort to secure the required witnesses under Section 21 of RA 9165 must be adduced. Okay? Here, Justice Mario V. Lopez observed that there was the requirements for the witnesses, or what they call as insulating witnesses, was not complied with by the arresting officers. Okay? Kailan nga ba nagkaroon or ng requirement, or ano ba yung requirement sa batas ng insulating witness? Okay? So, backstory muna tayo. When RA 9165 was passed into law in 2002, okay? Under Section 21, it says that it provides that the physical inventory and photograph shall be conducted at the place where the search warrant is served, or at the nearest police station, or at the nearest office of the apprehending officer or team, whichever is applicable. Okay? In cases of warrantless seizures, it further states, it further states that non-compliance with this requirement shall not render void and invalid such seizure of and custody of the confiscated items, provided that such non-compliance were under justifiable grounds and the integrity and evidentiary value of the seized items are properly preserved by the apprehending officer of the team. Okay? No, in Section 21, the IRR of 916, and in the IRR of RA 9165, which was effective 2002, there was no requirements yet for insulating witnesses. Okay, this law was passed and signed by the former president Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. However, okay, there was an amendment to the section 21 of RA 9165 by RA 10640, which became effective on July 15, 2014. Okay, so take note of that date. Okay, and it essentially nagdagdag the provisions contained in the IRR with a few modifications. Notably, in the amendment of RA 10640, the apprehending team is now required, required to conduct a physical inventory of the seized items and photograph the same these are the requirements now, as amended by RA 10640. Okay, so the physical inventory and photograph should be within the presence of the accused or the person from whom such items were confiscated and or seized, or his or her representative or counsel. Number two, with an elected public official. And number three, a representative of the national prosecution or the media, who shall be required to sign the copies of the inventory and be given a copy thereof. Okay, so as you can see, this was the amendment to the RA 9165 of 2002, or Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002, was effective July 15, 2014. Okay, when was this case? Yung case neto ni People versus Jemwell, when was this case, or kailan na-perpetrate yung alleged crime? It was on December 17, 2014, where already the amendment to the RA 9165 of 2002 was already in place. And again, what is that amendment? The requirement for witnesses, okay, for witnesses to to wit to witness, okay, the inventory and the seizure of items. Okay, so what again are these witnesses? Of course, number one, the presence of who again are these witnesses? Number one, the presence of the accused or the person whom such items were confiscated, an elected official, and a representative from the national prosecution or the media. Okay, so, as a rule, strict compliance with the prescribed procedure under RA 9165 is required because of the illegal drug's unique characteristic that renders it indistinct, not readily identifiable, and easily open to tampering, alteration, or substitution, either by accident or otherwise. Okay? Bakit daw sobrang stringent or mahirap yung kailangan yung requirements for the chain of custody? Kasi nga, white crystalline substance lang yan eh. It could be um, tampered with, okay? Pwedeng dagdagan, pwedeng lagay, kahit kanino, or pwedeng wala naman talaga, pwedeng asin mo lang talaga yun, di ba? So, it must be with stringent process, of course, to afford the accused of due process, okay? However, there is an exception, okay, to this um requirement of the witnesses, okay? The saving clause, however, applies, okay, or the exception to the three requirement or witnesses rule, where the exception applies where the prosecution recognized that there are procedural lapses and thereafter explained the cited justifiable grounds. So there must be justifiable reasons why there was no presence of the elected official or representative of the National Prosecution Service. And when the prosecution established that the integrity and evidentiary value of the evidences had been preserved. Okay? The prosecution thus loses the benefit of invoking the presumption of regularity and bears the burden of proving. Okay, with the moral certainty that the illegal drug presented in the court is the same drug that was confiscated from the accused during his arrest. Okay, so I am reading not in the case of people versus, this is not in the case of people versus Jemuel. This is the case of people versus Manuel de la Rosa, decided December 13, 2017, just to supply, okay, para lang din to have a comprehensive understanding of the case or on why Justice Mario V. Lopez acquitted Jemuel in this case. Okay, so correlating it to another, okay, which was it was not cited, pero mas maganda lang i-cite na rin for basis. Okay, bakit nga ba nasabi ni Justice Mario V. Lopez na hindi na comply yung requirement? Because there was a previous ruling and there was an amendment to the law of the RA 9165. Okay, so I hope that um, that somehow aids in the understanding in the ruling of this case. Okay, so yun. So going back to people versus Jemuel. Okay, again, just to refresh, Justice Mario V. Lopez said that the prosecution, okay, and the police officer did not comply, okay, with the requirement of the insulating witness. Okay, he then again cited another case which is most of the time cited in most of his cases relating to chain of custody, okay, in drug cases na napend niya, which is People versus Umpiang. Okay, People versus Umpiang, the court held that the prosecution must show that earnest efforts were employed in contacting the representatives enumerated under the law for a sheer statement that representatives were unavailable without so much as an explanation on whether serious attempts were employed to look for other representatives, given the circumstances, is to be regarded as flimsy excuse. So, hindi lang basta-basta sasabihin mo, "Ay hindi sila available, eh." Okay, yung media hindi sila available, puwede ba yun? Okay, eh, lagi yan, eh, yung media lagi yan, habol sa beat lalo na kapag, yan yung mga media na nagko-cover ng mga, mga sa presinto, ayan, habol sa beat yan, okey, habol sa scoop, okay. Kaya lagi meron na nga 'di ba, tumatambay yung mga tumatambay na nga sa police station, eh, para at least meron silang makuhang scoop para doon. So, kailangan magpakita daw yung prosecution and the arresting officers that earnest efforts was made. May tinawagan ka ba? May kinontak ka bang media? Okay? Given that this was an operation, okay, there was a planning involved. And dapat dun sa planning involved na yun, kasama yung pag-contact mo dun sa media and the elected official or the needed witnesses. Okay? So, you must show, okay, to the court with justifiable reason and earnest effort kung bakit wala yung mga insulating witness na yun. Kasi mere statement that representatives were unavailable without so much without so much as an explanation on whether serious attempts were employed to look for other representatives is regarded as a flimsy excuse. Okay? Sabihin, dahilan niyo lang 'yan, afterthought na lang 'yan. Okay, bigla niyo lang naisipan kasi bigla niyo lang naalala, "Ay, kulang pala tayo ng witnesses." Pero hindi, guilty naman siya, eh, kita naman drugs yung hawak niya, eh. So baka mamaya, puwedeng lumusot, okay? However, the requirements under the law, okay, and as, supported by jurisprudence is very stringent, okay? So again, People versus Ongpiang is one of the many, cases, okay, decided or cited by Justice Mario V. Lopez, um in chain of custody cases. Actually, yun yung mga sinabi ko nung una, sinabi din talaga ni Justice Mario V. Lopez dun sa kaso mismo. Sabi niya, verily verily, mere statements of unavailability absent actual serious attempts to contact the required witnesses are unacceptable as justified grounds for non-compliance. These considerations arise from the fact that officers are ordinarily given sufficient time beginning from the moment that they receive the information about the activities of the accused until the time of his arrest to prepare for a bypass operation and consequently make the necessary arrangements beforehand, knowing full well what they would have to strictly comply with the set of procedure prescribed in Section 21 RA 9165. As such, police officers are compelled not only to state the reason for their non-compliance, but must in fact also convince the court that they exert earnest efforts to comply with the mandated procedure and that under given circumstances, their actions were reasonable. Okay? Actually, di pala to sa case, di ba ito sinabi ni Justice Mario V. Lopez, ito yung sinabi sa People versus Umpiang. So again, just to emphasize, yun nga, ang sabi sa People versus Umpiang, hindi pwedeng sinabi mo lang na hindi sila available. Kasi given na nga na since operation daw yan, okay, at dapat since operation yan, may planning and strategy involved. At kailangan dapat dun sa planning and strategy involved mo, kasama yung mga kailangan mong comply sa under Section 21, 9165, RA 9165. Okay? So, paanong hindi mo naalala or paanong hindi sila na-contact or at least na-block yung schedule nila, di ba? Kung tayo naman, di ba, nagba-block tayo ng schedule para sa meeting, ganun. Kahit nga sa, sa mga barkada, nagba-block na tayo ng schedule sa sobrang busy natin, di ba? Ano pa kaya sila, di ba? Na ito, ganito ka-importanteng operasyon, okay? Na manghuhuli ka ng isang drug pusher, hindi mo gagawa ng effort na i-reserve yung schedule nila para sa operasyon na yun, okay? Siyempre may planning na yun involved. Okay? This was said, okay, in People versus Umpiang. Again, People versus Umpiang is one of many cases cited by Justice Mario V. Lopez in deciding cases with regard to chain of custody relating to drug cases. Okay? So, makikita nyo to when you read the full text. Of course, I still recommend that you still read the full text. You will see that this will recur. Okay? This jurisprudence will be a recurring citing of Justice Mario V. Lopez, citations by Justice Mario V. Lopez. Okay? Going back, later, this court emphasized the importance of the presence of the insulating witnesses during the physical inventory and the photograph seized items. Indeed, of the presence of these witnesses is the first requirement to ensure the preservation of the identity and evidentiary value of the seized drugs. Okay? So, dapat nung hinuhuli pa lang siya at nakuha pa lang or na-seize na yung item or yung quote unquote is drugs, dapat nandun na yung mga witnesses. Kasi syempre, dun nagkakaroon ng okay, ng taniman, kumbaga. Yung sabi nga ng prof ko dati, yung mga pulis na graduate ng agriculture kasi magaling daw silang magtanim. Okay? So, sabi niya yun, hindi ko sabi yun, ha? So, yun. Pero yun nga, nagkakaroon na ng taniman. So, para mawala yung ganong allegations, okay, na tinataniman, dapat nandun na yung mga witnesses. Okay? In People versus Garay, as cited by Justice Mario V. Lopez, the Supreme Court ruled that the corpus delicti cannot be deemed preserved absent any acceptable explanation for the deviation from procedural requirements of chain of custody rule. Similarly, in Matabilas versus People, sheer statements of unavailability of insulating witnesses without actual serious attempt to contact them cannot justify non-compliance. Again, dinidiin na lang ni Justice Mario V. Lopez, citing cases after cases, saying that the importance of having insulating witnesses in the bypass operation, okay? So hindi pa sapat na mahuli mo yung alleged drug pusher. Kailangan merong magpapatunay, okay? Na tama yung pagkakahuli mo sa kanya, tama yung inventaryo at tama yung proseso, 'di ba? From beginning to end para ma-convict siya, okay? Now Justice Mario V. Lopez will apply the facts to the jurisprudence and the law. Okay? Sabi ni Justice Mario V. Lopez, in this case, the absence of a representative of the National Prosecution Service or the media as an insulating witness to the inventory and photograph of the seized item puts serious doubt as to the integrity of the chain of custody. Again, you go back to the requirements given under RA 10640, amending RA 916, Section 21 of 9165. Okay? So, kailangan daw merong representative from the National Prosecution Service or the media. Okay? To be sure, only an elected public official signed the inventory of evidence at the place of the arrest, which is the barangay official, which is, yun nga, elected official naman din siya. Whereas the items were photographed at the police station without presence of any insulating witness. Okay? So sinabi lang kasi dun sa facts na dun lang sa crime scene nagkaroon ng presence yung barangay official. However, the facts did not narrate if whether there were still the insulating witness was still present during in the police station, okay, when the items were photographed, okay. However, the operatives failed to provide any justification for non-compliance, showing that the integrity of the evidence had all along been preserved. They did not describe the precautions taken to ensure that there had been no change in the condition of the item and no opportunity for someone not in the chain to have possession of the same. The utter disregard of the required procedures created a huge gap in the chain of custody. Lastly, it must be stressed that while the law enforcers enjoy the presumption of regularity in the performance of their duties, this presumption cannot prevail over the constitutional right of the accused to be presumed innocent, and it cannot be by itself constitute proof of guilt beyond reasonable doubt. The presumption of regularity is disputable and cannot be regarded as binding truth. Indeed, when the performance of duty is tainted with irregularities, such presumption is effectively destroyed. We reiterate that the provisions of Section 21 RA 9165 embody the constitutional aim to prevent the imprisonment of an innocent man. The court cannot tolerate lax approach of law enforcers in handling the very corpus delicti of the crime. Hence, Jemuel must be acquitted of the charges against him, given the prosecution's failure to prove the unbroken chain of custody. O, di ba? Sa pakinggan na na-acquit siya. Okay? Hindi naman tayo sure kung drug pusher siya o hindi. Yun nga mahirap sa pagiging abogado, di ba? Hindi man tayo sure or sure man tayong drug pusher yung kausap natin. Pero at ang duty kasi natin bilang mga would-be lawyers is to protect the rights, okay? May karapatan pa rin siya, okay? And there are cases such as this na natatapakan yung rights ng isang accused. Kahit gaano man siya ka-guilty, kahit aminin niya sa'yo na guilty siya, 'di ba? Kailangan mo pa rin ipaglaban kasi ang pinaglalaban mo is yung karapatan niya. And we 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 swore to an oath, 'di ba? Na ipaglalaban natin yung yung karapatan ng bawat tao. Okay? Para lang 'yan doktor, 'di ba? Hindi naman sila namimili ng pasyente, okay? Nagkakataon lang na madalas mga mayayaman na yung nakakabayad nun. Pero hindi sila 'di ba may Hippocratic Oath sila, tayo naman may lawyer's oath, 'di ba? Na kailangan nating, we should stand by with, and one of the the parts in the revised lawyer oath is that I shall conscientiously and courageously work for justice as well as safeguard the rights and meaningful freedom of all persons, identities, and communities. And I shall ensure the greater and equitable access to justice. So isa yun sa paragraph na babasahin natin kapag naging abogado na tayo. And kailangan natin, we are duty bound by that oath, okay? So yun. So again, this has been People versus Jemwel Padua, wherein Justice Mario Villopez said that insulating witness, okay, should not the presence of the insulating witness is vital, okay? And there must be earnest efforts and justifiable reasons na kung bakit wala sila dun to invoke to invoke that the chain of custody was still in place. Okay? So yun. So this is one of many chain of custody cases decided by Justice Mario V. Lopez. I will post again of another in episode 14. Pero if you would like all of them, by my count, it's 10. Okay, so 8 na lang, 'di ba? In order for you to get the 8 more, 'di ba, na drug cases is, well, I would suggest that you subscribe to my to the Sui Generis JMV Case Digest. You'll have what access to all 160 case digest. You can have it either soft copy or hard copy. Okay, I'll put the link of the sign up sheet in the comment section. Okay? And also, when you sign up and subscribe, pay the subscription, you'll also have access to 60 audio case digest, at least 60 audio case digest, na kasama dun yung mga en-bank cases, okay, na exclusive lang para sa kanila, sa mga paid. Okay, so if you want that, yan, please, I do suggest you get a copy of the JMVL Case Digest by Sui Generis. Of course, I encourage pa rin na you read the full text, okay? Hindi naman sinasabi ko na dahil may case digest ako, yun na lang yung basahin ninyo. Magbasa pa rin po tayo ng full text, marami pa naman pong oras. Pero if you lack the time or if you think that you cannot talaga read all 160 cases, then let me help you, okay? So yun, again, maraming salamat sa pag-subscribe. We are now 200. Hopefully, we'll be 250 for me to add 2 more episodes. Okay? So maraming salamat. Good day. Happy New Year, January 1, 2024 po ngayon. At sana by December 2024 ay mga abogado na po tayo. Maraming salamat. Good day. Ingat po tayong lahat.